Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I created this look. I'm not showing you the base. I'm not showing you the concealer. I'm not showing you how I contoured. I am strictly focusing on the eyes, the cheeks, and the lippy because it is the 3 questions I was asked in my last video where I had this look. It was like, girl, what is on those eyes? I know it's a Tati palette. So you need to do a tutorial on that. And then it's like, okay, what's that lip combo? I need to have it. And also the cheeks, like, girl, that is so reflective. So I promised you guys I would film a look featuring these products and how I put it together, and that is what I'm going to show you guys today. So if you want to see how I created this like holiday glam, which to me is like, oh, New Year's glam, you know, I know it's early, but still keep watching. We're going to start off with the eyes. My eyes are primed. The primer I used is this Morphe primer over here, and the palette that I used is the Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette, which is funny because the moment you guys saw the look on my eyes, you guys were like, is that the Tati palette? There were comments where people were saying, why are you being sneaky? Show us the Tati palette. Why did you not do this tutorial? So I'm like, okay guys, I will get it done for you. So the same way I did before, I will add on screen the actual palette so you guys can see the color and where it's placed in the palette. I am going to lay this palette flat because I absolutely love it and I want nothing to happen to it, and I've been pretty clumsy lately, so I'm just gonna lay it flat here, like on my desk in front of me, and you'll see the shades that I'm using here on screen. The first one is the Matte in Soothe, and I just applied that all over my crease and blended that out. I gravitate towards Soothe a lot because it is the perfect transition shade. Like, it can work with oranges, with browns, with the berry tones. It is just a stunning transition shade that's gonna work for everyone. So I just took that, applied that on my crease and blended it out. I went back into Soothe, but the sequin formula, and I pat that all over my lid with my finger. You can use a finger, you can use a brush. You're gonna get a different kind of formulation finish depending on what you use. If you use a brush, you're definitely gonna get pigment, but you're not gonna get all the little like sequin shimmers in there because they eventually kind of like dust away as you're blending it onto your lid. But if you use your finger just to pat it into place, you will definitely get some of those shimmers in place and it looks really pretty. But we're gonna take this to a whole nother level anyway. But yeah, it's so nice. I'm gonna go back in with the initial brush I used for the matte crease shade, and I'm gonna blend that all out. Make sure that there's no interruption between one shade and the other, especially on the inner corners. Then I dove in to the matte black for the first time. The shade is called Memory, and I didn't experience too much fallout with this shade. However, I did tap out, and I merely just applied it on my outer edge and blend it out. But when you're playing with the color black, you really want to be very precise and take your time, which is why you see me kind of dusting it closer to the lash line and then blending outward. I blend outward the way I'm doing it here because I like that cat eye effect. So you'll see me do that, but I like this type of precision brush because it is kind of stiff, but also a blending brush at the same time, so it kind of gets the job done. This is a really old brush. I can't tell you the exact model name, maker, or anything like that. I know Morphe makes a whole bunch of these, but just what you want to do is define the outer edge first, taking your time. This is like the most time consuming part, even more so than actually winging out your eye, because you want to be super precise and careful because you don't want to ruin your canvas. Everything is already pretty much set in place. I want you to grab that initial brush again and blend those edges out. And don't be afraid to kind of build color once it's blended. You feel like it faded away a little bit, it's okay. Just keep applying until you get the desired look. Now let's move on to the glitter formula. I tapped into the shade Aura. It is beautiful, as you guys can see right there. And with my finger, I just pat it into place. Now, a little bit is going to go a very long way. I mean, if you want to build the glitter, that is totally up to you. It's a personal preference thing. However, if you don't want to overdo it and you just want to keep it simple, guys, just like tapping into the pan one time is going to do the trick. And these glitters stay put. I did not get them moving around, creasing, or anything like that. This formula is absolutely stunning. I'm going to go in one final time on the lid area of the eyes with the initial blending brush, and I'm just gonna blend those edges because you may see a little bit of shimmers that creep their way up a little too far, and I really don't want that. I want them to kind of stay up in that crease area. I dusted those away. Those seem pretty good to go. For the under eye area, I did tap into the black and then I cleaned it up on the back of my hand just so that I would have more of a gray look going on versus like a matte black, because I want to tie the bottom out on with the outer edge, but I don't want to darken it up too much where it's like too crazy, because I want it to still be somewhat wearable. So I would just kind of keep going back and forth instead of dipping into the palette onto the back of my hand, just so that I can dust some of this shade there without it being too intense. We're gonna go ahead and line our waterline. I'm using the Esquito liner, which is really good. It lasts a really long time on the waterline, doesn't really move, which is awesome. I'm gonna add a wing. I initially used a felt tip liner that I got in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus and I hated it. So I am just gonna move on with something other than what I actually used then. I'm gonna use the roller liner eyeliner. It is still a felt tip. However, it is the only felt tip that I actually own and like. Like, I own a whole bunch that I'm like either giving away or just like set to the side because it's just like I can't stand them. But this is the only one that I'm actually really enjoying. Now, when looking at the eyes, I kind of want to intensify it a little more with some of the black, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. For mascara, I mixed these two over here. I have the Pure Big Look Mascara and then the Tarte Big Ego Mascara. I like both formulas. I'm iffy about this one over here, but I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to mix these two together real quickly, top and bottom. I didn't like overdo the coats because I'm applying lashes. The eyes are officially done. For the face, I used the Seraphine Botanicals Happy Hibiscus palette. I initially used this for the bronzer. Should I? I'm going to bronzer with this because it just makes sense. Why not? So I am going to grab this one and quickly apply vigorously some of this shade here, which is really a blush, but it works as a kind of warm toned bronzer for me. All right, that was fast. For the blush, I used the Silky Pink shade over here, and I just tap some of that here on the apples of my cheeks and then blend out. Same thing for the other side. Why does it look super glam? And it wasn't even the intention for real. And then for the cheeks, as a highlight, I mixed these two shades. So technically I used every single shade out of this palette. I mixed these two and I applied it on the cheekbones. I kind of blended, then pat it into place so that I can build it. And then brought some out here because when you smile, it kind of lifts your cheeks a little bit. It looks pretty, in my opinion. I like it on me. And technically you can dust some everywhere if you wanted to. Whatever's left, don't make it too heavy. I also went into Dewdrop, which is this shade over here, and dusted some of that onto my brow bone. It kind of helps clean it all up and tie it all kind of together. It looks really pretty. And then dust some over on the inner corners, just so it'll catch the light and look even nicer. That's pretty much it for the actual face piece. You see how like the light is just making everything look juicy and kind of like wet and so like reflective. I'm going to spray my face at the moment with the Forsali. I like using this so it'll melt everything into place. It just melts it. Kind of, if anything at all starts to look a little powdery, any spray, Forsali, any spray that you have, even the Kopari toner It'll just lightly mist your face and kind of set everything and melt it in, okay? Your skin will absorb it and it'll look beautiful. Now for the lips, which is the finishing touch. And so many people were like, girl, what is that? And there were so many people that it would just be too redundant to respond to every single person. So I figured, girl, I know you guys want to see it. I'll do the full-on look of this area here and show you guys. So the lippy that I used is this one, and I told you guys how, like, what I used, but you guys wanted to see it done. This is the mystery shade, which has no name. It just says question mark by Jeffree Star. This one, I believe this one was like the limited edition one from one of the recent boxes. And then the Bare Minerals lip liner in natural. I don't even think they make these anymore. I'm not sure. It's old, but it still works and I've been fine. But any kind of pinky nude shade, and I know Huda Beauty has one as well, and I'm sure you can find super affordable ones at the drugstore, but any kind of pinky nude shade will work. And all I did was overline my lips. I do that all the time anyway. Now you don't want to overline it to the point that it just looks bad or like too much. So I go right under my natural line and extend it just a little bit. And then on my Cupid's bow, I don't like it to be sharp. I round it off and don't even like make it meet to where it's like an even point. I kind of keep it, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it kind of seems like there is no actual curve in my Cupid's bow because I just feel like it makes my lips look fuller. Do you guys see what I'm saying? I am purposely not defining the Cupid's bow points or where they meet. I just kind of round it off. And then I go in with one swipe of the question mark lip color and I pat my lips. That gives you enough color. Like, I don't overdo it. I don't overbuild it. That's one. And I wait till it starts to dry up a little bit. I feel like if I go like this, it'll dry faster. Not actual, but it makes me feel better. Now, this is what the lippy is going to look like. If you like this look, that's perfectly fine. I personally like to blend it in to where there's that nice ombre gradient to it. And I want to keep the pink more so in the center of the bottom lip because it also makes my lips look pretty, but like plump. And then this here is the final look. I'm going to be honest, like, I am low-key obsessed and I feel like this is going to be my New Year's go-to look. Like, sometimes you're rushing, trying to get ready, trying to get the family ready, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, you're the last one to prep, and then you're just throwing something together. This was so easy to put together that this is like gonna be my New Year's Eve look. So yeah, also if you guys are wondering about maybe this ring or the necklace trio, it is coming in a video that I'm going to put up this upcoming week. It is going to be one of the featured items. I've had them for a little bit. I've been using them for a little bit. I haven't like really shown them, and I've actually hidden them in my shirt because I've been waiting to see like how I really feel about them, and now I'm able to expose them because now I know how I feel. Okay, so if you have any questions on this like necklace trio or this ring, it is coming up very, very soon. I'll show you guys close-ups, the details, and all that good stuff. Make sure you check the description box. I'll find like somewhat dupes that you can kind of replace if you don't own some of these products. Alright guys, that is a wrap for this video. I hope the tutorial met your expectations. And if you choose to recreate the look, make sure you tag me. I am going to put my Instagram handle up here. Also in the description box, if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes out of your day with me. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye guys.